Hello everyone, I am Dr. Shalini Maksani, Assistant Professor in Department of Biochemistry, St. GS Medical College and KM Hospital, Mumbai. This is online practical class for first MBBS. In this particular session, I will demonstrate you the method for estimation of serum HDL. The aim of this session is to estimate serum LDL cholesterol level with its clinical interpretation. The method used for estimation of serum LDL is phosphotungstic acid endpoint method. The competency covered in this session is B11.9. Before discussing the principle, we will discuss the composition of reagent. Because we should know what is present in the reagent, then only we will be able to understand the principle. So there are three reagents. Reagent 1 is called precipitating reagent, which is composed of phosphotungstic acid and magnesium chloride. Reagent 2 is cholesterol working reagent. It is the same reagent which is used for total cholesterol estimation. It is composed of cholesterol esterase, cholesterol oxidase, peroxidase, sodium phenolate, 4-amino antipyrine and phosphate buffer. Third one is cholesterol standard. The concentration of standard is 25 mg per dl. Now what is the principle? First step is the precipitation of VLDL, LDL and chylomicrons by precipitating reagent. Precipitating reagent contains phosphotungstic acid and magnesium ions. The principle behind this precipitation reaction is that VLDL, LDL, chylomicrons, LPA, they are rich of ApoB proteins, while LDL contains mainly ApoA protein. This ApoB protein is rich with positively charged amino acids which preferentially form complex with phosphotungstic polyanion. The addition of divalent cation like magnesium ion further neutralizes the charged group present on lipoproteins, making them aggregate and become insoluble and result in their precipitation. This precipitation leaves HDL in the solution, so all other lipoproteins except HDL get precipitated and settle into bottom of the tube after centrifugation, and HDL remains in supernatant. Now reaction of HDL cholesterol present in supernatant with cholesterol reagent. So cholesterol ester present in HDL cholesterol are first converted into cholesterol by cholesterol esterase enzyme present in the reagent, and free cholesterol now react with oxygen in the presence of cholesterol oxidase enzyme and get converted into cholestanol with production of hydrogen peroxide. This hydrogen peroxide now react with 4-amino antipyrine and phenol present in the reagent in the presence of enzyme peroxidase and get converted into quinonamine dye. This quinonamine dye gives a pink color to the solution, and absorbance of this pink color formed is directly proportional to the ideal cholesterol concentration present in the sample. Now this is the procedure for estimation of serum LDL cholesterol. First, for precipitation reaction, serum sample and precipitating reagent is taken in 1:2 ratio. For this, 250 microliter of serum sample is mixed with 500 microliter of precipitating reagent. Now mix well, this solution should be mixed well and should be allowed to stand for 10 minutes at room temperature. After 10 minutes, centrifuge the solution at 4000 rpm for 10 minutes and then separate the supernatant which contain HDL cholesterol. Here, by doing 1:2 dilution of serum sample, we get the dilution factor of 3. Now we will take this supernatant for estimation of HDL cholesterol. For this, we will take 3 tubes, blank, standard and test. In blank tube and in standard in test tube, or in all 3 tubes, we will add 1 ml of cholesterol working reagent. Then in blank tube, add 50 microliter of distilled water. In standard tube, add 50 microliter of HDL standard, and in test tube, add 50 microliter of supernatant. Mix all the content in the tube and incubate all 3 tubes for 10 minutes at room temperature. Then you will see pink color will be developed in standard and test tube. Now read the absorbance of all 3 tubes at 505 nanometer filter. Now note down the ODs of a blank, standard and test in given format. After noting down ODs of unknown, blank and standard, following formula should be used for calculation of serum HDL concentration in given sample. The formula is OD of unknown minus OD of blank upon OD of standard minus OD of blank into concentration of standard into dilution factor. The concentration of standard is 25 mg per dl and dilution factor is 3, which I have already mentioned in earlier slide. Here the concentration of standard is already in milligram per deciliter, so you need not to multiply it with 100. So after using this formula you will get the concentration of HDL. Here I have not provided the ODs of blank, standard and test, but you can write this formula in your journal. Now normal range and interpretation. The normal range of serum HDL cholesterol in adults is 40 to 75 mg per deciliter. Values lower than equal to 40 mg per deciliter is a positive risk factor for development of coronary heart disease, while values more than equal to 60 mg per deciliter is a negative risk factor for development of coronary heart disease. Means if a person is having HDL cholesterol level less than 40 mg per deciliter, that means that person may develop coronary artery disease or coronary heart disease in future. To interpret the serum HDL levels, you should know what is the function of HDL in our body. HDL means high density lipoprotein. It is the smallest and most dense lipoprotein present in our blood. It is known as good cholesterol. It plays important role in reverse cholesterol transport. That's why it is anti-atherogenic in nature, because it removes cholesterol from peripheral tissues, macrophages and send it to liver for catabolism. It can form bile acid and it can be directly excreted. It is important negative risk factor for coronary heart disease. So more the values of HDL, more the person is at less risk for development of coronary heart disease. Less the values of HDL, the person is more prone to develop coronary heart disease. This slide shows a snapshot of HDL cholesterol metabolism. HDL is mainly composed of 70% ApoA protein and 30% of ApoC second and ApoE protein. First, liver send ApoC second and ApoE protein along with lecithin cholesterol acyltransferase and some phospholipid, while intestinal cells send ApoA protein along with some phospholipid and free cholesterol from their cell membranes. All these components gather in blood to form discoidal nascent HDL, which is a lipid poor lipoprotein. It contains more phospholipid and less free cholesterol. Now this nascent HDL take more free cholesterol from peripheral tissues, and ApoA1 activate plasma LCAT, which convert free cholesterol into cholesterol ester. This cholesterol ester now goes into the core of nascent HDL to form HDL3. Now it becomes spherical. Now HDL3 take more free cholesterol from peripheral tissues, and with the help of LCAT, cholesterol ester is formed and accumulate in the core of HDL to form HDL2. This is also spherical. With the help of cholesterol ester transfer protein and phospholipid transfer protein, HDL2 transfer its cholesterol ester and phospholipid to VLDL, IDL and LDL and takes TG from them in exchange. Now liver have scavenger receptor B1, which take cholesterol ester from HDL2. It also has hepatic lipase, which catabolizes TG of HDL2 and convert it into HDL3 again. And this is how the cycle goes on. Remember one thing, that liver not take whole HDL2. It take its cholesterol ester and digest its TG to convert it into HDL3. LDL and IDL also taken up by the liver. In liver, cholesterol is converted into bile acids or directly excreted in bile. HDL is reservoir of ApoC2 and E and give these apoproteins to nascent VLDL and chylomicrons. Now, clinical significance of serum HDL estimation. The low HDL cholesterol level is clinically important. Whenever there is a low concentration of HDL in serum, this condition is called hypo-alpha lipoproteinemia. It can occur in Tangier disease, LCAT deficiency or ApoA1 deficiency. In Tangier disease, there is a genetic defect in ABCA1 transporter gene which form a transporter called ATP binding cassette transporter 1. This transporter is required for transport of free cholesterol from peripheral tissue to HDL. When there is deficiency of this transporter, the transfer of cholesterol from peripheral tissues, macrophages to nascent HDL is blocked. When now there is increased hepatic or renal clearance of ApoA1 protein due to its smaller size. Now HDL cholesterol can be as low as 1 to 2 mg per dl in this condition. So when there is low HDL concentration, there is the risk of premature coronary heart disease. The second condition is LCAT deficiency. This enzyme is required for esterification of free cholesterol and transfer of cholesterol ester into the core. In this deficiency, the formation and transfer of cholesterol ester to HDL core is hampered. And third one is ApoA1 deficiency. All these conditions are associated with hypo-alpha lipoproteinemia. Thank you very much for watching this video.